what has happened. So welcome back to Scottish Football Weekly. Before we get into the podcast, allow me to give a quick shout out to Elite Office Supplies based in Airdrie. They provide a print service for merchandise. You like your mug?
Beautiful. Absolutely. They spelt my name wrong, so there'll be a complaint going on. No,
he's put 2 L's on Callum.
Absolutely fantastic.
Lovely.
That's wild, isn't it? But no, they're beautiful.
Aye, brilliant mugs. They sorted us with them free of charge. He's a good guy. So they help out with like print services. If you've got like office stationery that you need customised, it's actually a pretty good service. Apart from the fact you've got an extra L in there.
I don't know who this guy is.
It might have been my fault. I might have put 2 L's in the email. Maybe I done it to annoy you.
Awful for you.
I think he might have done it to annoy you, mate.
Aye, there's every chance he has. I wouldn't put it by him.
What's been happening anyway? How have you been?
Aye, we're good. Big Cal on his debut. How you feeling, mate?
Aye, nervous. Absolutely nervous,
man.
I don't know when this guy beside us is going to jump out and start shouting and all that. We've seen a few episodes where he just jumps about and starts doing that.
Who's this?
You?
Oh, no, me. I'm alright.
Aye.
Yeah, you got a bit wild.
I'm staying calm, innit?
Where's your mug?
Calm, cool, and collective.
Where's your mug?
I wanted a lot of coffee, mate. So I got a lot of coffee.
Before we get into the recap, let me kick us off with a wee segment of the show we like to call it the Big 3 Points. This is your Big 3 Points debut, isn't it?
It is absolutely. Aye.
It is. So the Big 3 Points is it's a game that we play that's brought to you by Who's That Player, our official sponsor for the Big 3 Points. Who's That Player is an interactive football knowledge app available on iOS only at this moment in time. Throws up footballers from either the SPFL or Leagues of the World, giving you 5 clues to guess that player, earning points for every player that you guess correctly. So if you've seen the episodes, you've played a few.
Aye, I'm really bad at this, mate. This you should get this.
I've got the app and I'm horrible at it. I think my
know,
record's
mate,
like 3 in a row or something. It's horrible.
No, mate, I'm bad.
Aye.
I'm really bad, mate.
Craig Honest, different class at it. Have you seen him play it?
Aye,
Oh my
he's
God.
good at the game, but he's not very good in here. He's not very good at
He goes on runs and get like
Dicko's
80 and all that.
very good.
Mate, I'd love to see they two just sit and play back to back and see who can go the longest. They're
Dicko.
very good. Do you think Dicko would beat him?
Mate, Dicko knew wherever you call him played.
Aaron Moy.
Aye.
You knew Aaron Moy with the first clue in on it.
Aye.
He is clever, to be fair. Do you know what? We can maybe set that up. That's maybe a good idea for a wee TikTok battle.
See now that TikTok game you get, you've maybe seen the guys in the flat play, football tic-tac-toe.
Oh, tic-tac-toe.
Aye,
Aye,
I said
that's
this
good.
to him.
Me and Cal
actually.
play that in work all the time and he scuds me near enough every single time.
Aye.
See when they get a win, I'm
Shout
not
out
playing you again
Flagship.
for another week.
Good pod.
Aye, that's
So,
a very good pod.
Each episode, I'm going to pick out my 3 favourite clues from the Guess the Player. I'm going to give you 3 guesses each to guess the player. You get 1 guess per round. If you guess the player correctly, you win yourself the Big 3 Points. Essentially, if nobody gets it after the 3 points have been given, everybody's going to forfeit the points. The player with the lowest number of points at the end of the season will do a forfeit, picked out by you guys on a poll over on Instagram. Head over to @wirelesspod to get involved. So, who wants the first big point?
Honestly, no, because I'm gonna lose.
No, I'm already thinking ahead at the end of the season here. I could be doing this forfeit.
So I'm just
You're
jumping
not really
on
doing a
to
lot of pods, mate. To be honest.
Exactly. So I could be on here once, right? Get nothing.
Game
End
over.
up doing the forfeit.
Game over, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
So
No, you'll beat me here, and then I'll know one for the rest of the
I
season.
certainly hope so.
So your first clue, I played with Ronaldinho, Olivier Giroud, and James McCarthy. What's your first thoughts?
Star-studded lineup. That. My first thoughts is it's a good football player. Must be.
True, yeah, it's a good football player.
Must be a good football player.
Somebody's got to came in between the 2000s and 2010s. Someone within that era, I reckon.
2000 and 2010s.
What are you
Could
thinking
put it
age-wise?
I have no idea.
Must be ancient. If you played with Ronaldinho, you must be quite ancient.
McCarthy, Giroud, and Ronaldinho.
They're all old.
It's
Yeah.
worthwhile pointing out that 2 of them still play though.
But they're old.
Aye, that's a good point.
They're
Actually,
They're older players, but they still play.
Might not have been the 2010. Might not have been the 2010. I don't know.
I'm thinking of all the teams, right? So you've got Giroud, you've got Arsenal. Where did he play in France?
I can't help you, mate, if you're asking.
I don't know where Giroud played in France.
I can't remember when
front, I
Arsenal
think.
bought him.
Just shout a name at this point.
Aye, I know.
You're better just getting a name on
a
there.
name just firing at the bat.
Kolo Touré.
Not Kolo Touré. I like the way you're thinking, but
Rudy Scatchell.
not Rudy Scatchell. I'm pretty sure he's a similar age. You might know better. Similar age to Colaturi. Similar age. Nah, you're along the right lines.
Right, so he's retired.
Semi-retired.
So,
It's a bad
I tell you
first
what,
round
I
for
tell you
us,
what we'll
mate.
do. So I've got the Celtic game's the first game I've got down, but it's your debut, so we'll kick off with Rangers because you're obviously a Rangers fan.
Fantastic.
So comfortable 3-0 win on the day for Rangers.
Comfortable?
Tavernier, two very good goals.
A penalty and a free kick.
Okay, so one very good goal. Kemar Roof as well, very good performance. Ahead of a big cup final. So what was your thoughts on the game?
I think the game overall was fairly comfortable.
Livingston was in the game until the first goal.
I know, but come on, we've actually got quite a decent record out at Tony Macaroni. I think that we tend to get the job done there. I couldn't really see anything else other than a Rangers win. You know, Livingston do make it tough, but I couldn't see anything else other than a Rangers victory. And I thought Tavernier's goals were very well taken, especially the second one.
The second free kick is
man.
unreal.
What a goal. And on Kemar Roof, I reckon if we can keep him fit and gets a good run in the team.
What do you think about the yellow card or the red card? Sorry.
What, for the foul for the free kick? That's a red card all day.
Think so?
All day.
What of a second yellow, you think?
I think so.
I think there's two ways to look at it, right? I don't think if. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. I don't think that it's a yellow card. However, the fact that he might be through and go after it,
Aye.
that does change it. I think you can look at it both ways. I don't know if I would, not just because it's Rangers and all that, but I don't know if I would have gave that as a yellow card. I don't think there's any intent to hit the man. I don't even think there's intent to go for the ball. I think he's gave up, and what's happened is
Just clumsy.
and Roof just kept his leg out.
I think, in terms of the rules of the game, denying a clear goal scoring opportunity, if it's a free kick, it's meant to be a straight red.
Yep.
If it's a penalty, it's a yellow. As long as there's intent to play the ball.
Yep.
I think,
There's no intent to play anything. Is
but
there?
I think the referees maybe looked at that and thought, I don't think he's intended to even hit Roof at all there.
Aye.
But at the same time, he
He's
is still
stopped.
denying a goal scoring
Aye.
opportunity. So it's, I think the referees called it right and gave him a yellow, and it is just unfortunate that Obalai is already on a yellow.
So you've been convinced.
I've been convinced. There was two ways to look at it. I think if that happens in the middle of the park, it's no. I don't think it's a yellow card if that happens in the middle of the park.
No, and if the boy's not already on a booking, he's not getting sent off at all. I reckon it's just where it is, how dangerous it could have
And the
been if he's
situation
not
he was
made
in
the foul,
himself. Aye.
and the fact he's already been on a booking. The referees had to do something. He's not going to give him a straight red for that. It's a booking, and as I said, it's just unfortunate he's already on a booking. That's how he's found they sell what up with her.
Michael Beale's obviously obviously a fan of Kemar Roof. Do you think Kemar Roof's in with a shout to start this weekend? He
I
came
think
on,
he
made a
should.
brilliant impact.
I don't think that he'll start. I think he'll still go on Morelos to start.
Just bring
So-
him on later.
I think he'll bring him on later, because when you're looking at the two strikers we've got on the bench right now, if Morelos does start, you've got Cholak and Roof. And they're quite similar in the sense of their impact they can have on the team. Two kind of different strikers, but they can both come on, contribute, score goals. Do you know what I mean? And I think, as I said, I briefly touched on it, if Kemar Roof can stay fit and get a decent run in the team, I reckon there's a chance of him even overtaking as the first choice striker.
I
Ahead of
rate.
Cholak as well.
I think he's a fantastic player, Kemar Roof. He's just not had since he's been at Rangers, he's not had a clear run in the team. When he has had a semi-decent run before he's got injured again, you look at it during the COVID season. You know what I mean? He got 2 against Celtic, and last old-firm at Ibrox. He was scoring in the Europa League.
Great goal,
It might have been
goal,
that. It might have been that season where he scored the goal against Stanley Liège for the halfway line as well. And it was the
That
same
was
season.
similar to the boy that is it Humphreys.
Humphreys for
Scored
Hearts, aye.
Unreal for Hearts there.
Aye.
as well.
But
But Humphreys
I know.
never done it in a swimming pool, to be fair. Kemar Roof done it.
I tend to
in the
agree
deep
with you.
end.
I rate Roof highly. I like his tenacity.
Yeah.
After the ball, I like how hard he works, and I like that he's got talent on the ball. I like that he can play anywhere on the front three as well.
Aye.
I agree with you.
Fully fit, he can come in off the right or the left, to be fair to him.
Would
But
you be tempted then to maybe play him off the right, or do you think Sakala's just playing too well now? You
I
look up
think it's
Sakala.
got to be Sakala.
nah,
It's
I
gotta
think
be
Sakala, with the last few weeks, the performances he's put in, kind of cemented his place for this cup final on the right, Kent on the left, of course, and Morelos up front. I think the front three picked themselves.
What about your midfield three?
That's what I was going to say. I'd be more interested to see the midfield three. For me, Tillman wasn't in the squad at all, on the bench or playing on Sunday.
Is that Does that mean you think he's going to start then? He was just resting him?
I think so, because if I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure Aaron Moy wasn't in the Celtic squad either.
Aye, that's right.
He's right,
He wasn't on the bench either. I think that Postecoglou and Bale maybe thought along the same lines for those two specific players and just resting them. So what I would go with if I was Michael Beale, and listen, the media's not reported anything. We don't know if Tillman is injured, but I think he is fit. So let's say he's fit. I go Lundstrom, Tillman in front of the attackers, and I'd personally go Todd Cantwell in the middle.
Are you dropping Raskin for the cup
I'm
final
dropping
then?
Raskin for Cantwell. I think Cantwell's, from what I've seen of Cantwell
Did
compared to what I've
Lundstrom
seen
go
of
off injured on
Raskin.
Saturday?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know actually.
Aye, Lundstrom went off injured after about 15 minutes.
I'm
on
not sure.
Saturday.
I never actually watched the game. I seen the highlights because it wasn't on Sky.
Tillman has a calf hamstring injury, was in the pre-Livy game. He was in the... said pre-Livy game. Am I right in as well in saying that Lundstrom went off injured as well?
Lundstrom went off injured at the game at Ibrox the week before.
2 weeks ago.
Uh,
So you got potentially
How
three in the
is he?
midfield.
Is he fit?
He blocked a shot against Partick, rolled his ankle, and not heard since.
2 of the midfield 3 that you've just picked might not even be fit. So
That's disgusting.
Well, that's massive. That.
what would you pick instead? Then
If that
you
is
were
the
to go for
case, then it's got to be. You got to go with
Raskin.
Jack Raskin and Kamara.
Oh, you don't play Cantwell then?
Oh, Cantwell. Oh, aye, Cantwell.
No shout for Arfield either.
No.
I think
Oh,
he's better. He's
scores
better
against
after bench.
Celtic.
But he's so much better after the impact that he comes with after the bench is unreal, man. I'm
Absolutely.
terrified when I see him warming up. Honestly,
His
terrified.
late runs are dangerous. And they're
Terrified,
very, very
man.
dangerous.
And
I'm fair-
I don't think we've got MD that will match his runs. That's the thing that scares me. See coming off the bench. See if they go with Moy, Hitati, and McGregor. I don't think you're gonna. McGregor's gonna hold that space just in front of the box, and I don't see MD tracking him into the box.
Arfield's injured as well. I'm just getting a...
Arfield's injured, I know.
We have
my
not done more
God.
research coming into this, have we?
That's why he's the head of research.
So who have you got then up front? In the middle of the park?
It's got to be Kamara, Jack, and
Cantwell? Oh, you gotta play
Cantwell or
Raskin?
Raskin. Sorry, Raskin, Jack, and Cantwell.
I think you would have to bench.
I'm just naming
Cantwell
every
then.
Rangers midfielder at this rate.
I think you would need to bench Campbell then and play Raskin.
No, I played Raskin and Jack together and
On
play
just-
Campbell in behind the
I think
attackers.
so.
Just
Aye.
on the top Rangers midfielder, Stephen Davis, as well as Alan McGregor and James Tavernier were inducted into the Rangers Hall of Fame at the opening ceremony of the new Edmiston House. What's your thoughts on that?
I think Davis
Deserved it.
and McGregor very bit.
Oh,
He's just giving us loads of shouts over there in the corner.
Aye.
Producer Reece loves his input.
Davis and McGregor definitely well deserved.
Mhm.
McGregor's been a fantastic servant for Rangers over
Yeah, it's
2
been-
spells. Stephen Davis as well. Do you know what I
I
mean?
think Stephen Davis is somebody that me and Jamie rate very highly as well.
Stephen Davis, very good player.
Yeah.
we rate him
Very
good
highly.
player.
I would put him in our generation top 3 midfielders to play in Scotland.
Yeah.
Aye,
Because
I
when
agree.
he first came to Rangers, he was going from middle to front. He
Mhm.
was always helping the attacking runs, and he was getting late in the box, similar to what Scott Arfield does. If you look it up, there's an old firm game won 1-0 under Walter Smith in the last game of the 08-09 season, and Davis makes a Arfield like run into the middle, gets the goal. Now in his second spell at Rangers, he's a wee bit older. He's kind of went from middle to back, so he covers. I'd say the full-back areas when Tav and Barisic kind of
He
bomb
starts
forward.
the attacks though, didn't he? He takes the ball off the
Yes.
defenders and he
Yeah.
orchestrates
And he-
attacks for that position.
It
He's
fills
really
in
good
if
at
we
it.
get hitting a counter, he can fill in at a
And
full-back. I think he's a
so
fantastic
smart as well.
footballer.
The experience that he's got. I mean, he captained Southampton.
Aye.
Like, and when he was obviously he was injured a lot at Southampton.
Yeah.
But when he did play, he always captained, which I thought was
The
was a-
achievements he's had for Northern Ireland as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Just
On
on the topic
Tavernier
of,
though.
Aye, you've also got Tavernier as well. I'll come back to that. But just on the topic of Alan McGregor, so Bailey Rice, who signed from Motherwell in the summer, 17 years old, 16 years old,
Something like that. Yeah.
16, 17, right? He made his debut for Rangers at the weekend. Alan McGregor was on the bench for the first Rangers game after Rice was born. So that just goes to show how long.
Wow.
That's mad, isn't it?
It goes to show how long Alan McGregor's been at Rangers.
I think that just shows you exactly why he's in the,
In
the
the Hall of
Rangers
Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Aye, I
Do
get
you know what I
it.
mean?
I completely
Massive moments in a Rangers shirt as well, all through his career.
Aye,
Huge moments. Tavernier though,
I can understand why Tavernier's been
Premature,
given it.
do you think?
I think premature. I think he's still. Like, I know McGregor and Davis are still playing, right, but they're kind of coming towards the end of their careers. There's every chance McGregor retires at the end of the season. Davis maybe the same. Tavernier's still got another few years left in him, and I think with his achievements at Rangers so far up to now have been the Championship, the Petrofac Cup, the Scottish Cup, the League, and getting Rangers to the Europa League final.
So you don't think it's enough then?
And the Golden Boot, right? No, I'm not saying it's enough. I'm not saying it's not enough. But what I'm saying is he's still got a few years left in him at Rangers. I don't really see him moving anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Can he add to that before he goes into the Hall of Fame?
No.
I think so.
Well, it just depends. There's every chance that
You
he
put it
could
this
win.
way, he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame as of last night.
Was it last night? I thought it was
Last night, wasn't it? Yeah, last night. So he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame last night. Come Sunday, he could have added another trophy to that. Come the end of the season, he could add the Scottish Cup, because I don't think we're going to win the league. That's another 2 trophies. Next season, a whole different ball game with Michael Beale coming in, having a full summer window as well. Do you know what I mean?
So, well, there is that as well.
There's also the fact there's Ange Postecoglou. But
Ange Postecoglou, Celtic, another convincing win at home. What did you make of the game?
there's a difference between you calling Rangers convincing and calling Celtic convincing. That's all I'm going to say. Celtic were convincing. There was no chance for Aberdeen to get in that game.
The Celtic are just not too good right now.
Going forward.
You were trying to get reaction out of him there, and he's just went,
Nah, it's actually quite frustrating being a Rangers fan right now, knowing that all you need to do to try and catch Celtic is keep winning, and then you go and away to places like Livy and stuff like that, and you're at home and Celtic are away at tricky fixtures, and you're winning, and you check your phone and you see Celtic are like 3-0 up with half an hour to go, and you're like, what's the point, man? Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to catch them. It's so frustrating, but at the same time you can't really get annoyed. Do you know what I mean? From a Rangers point of view, Michael Beale's not lost a game yet, so you can't really get annoyed at the fact that we're not catching Celtic. Celtic are just
laughing in the corner.
Celtic are just in a position right now where they're 9 points clear and nobody's going to.
I just love to hear it. That's all I'm saying. I just love to hear it. I can't.
No one's going to catch them.
Hear it. But no, I said this on the last podcast as well. I don't see Celtic losing points now.
Nah.
And he's are playing well, and he's only dropping points, and it's just.
That's the only time I can see Celtic actually dropping points is in the oldfirm games.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? It
Well,
won't be enough for Rangers to go and win the league, even if they beat Celtic twice. But it's the only game that I can see Celtic dropping points. You know, Hearts would probably be the only other one, and even then, I don't see Hearts beating Celtic right now. I think Celtic are fantastic. Rio Hatate, what a player! Honestly,
his feet for that
what
second
a
goal, man.
player.
He's very good. What do you think of his chances of getting a move in the summer? And do you think he would take it if something came along?
I don't think he would take it.
Do you think it's a season or two too early for him still?
Aye.
Was he in his second season at Celtic now?
This is his first full season. He's been here about 18 months now. He's been here for a year, but come the end of the season,
I think it would
18 months.
depend on the team and the bid.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon if a big team, I'm trying to think of big teams that would probably take a punt on Rio Hatate. You're talking like your Dortmunds. I'd say. I reckon he'd slot well into a Dortmund setup. I'd slot well into German football in particular.
Yep.
You know, if Dortmund, for example, came knocking, or another team of a similar size of Dortmund,
Something you can't say naughty.
yeah, because I don't think there's going to be your Real Madrids or Liverpool's coming knocking for Rio Hatate. Do you know what I mean? There's not going to be.
No
It's
face
not
Celtic.
yet. Not from Celtic.
I think he could go on and have the same kind of career as what Virgil van Dijk's had. I don't see any reason why no. I think it's possible he could go on and play for a team where he's winning leagues in that country, like maybe Bayern's too far, maybe Real Madrid's too far, but do you know what I mean? I can see him playing for a top team.
Yeah, definitely, but I don't think that's going to be the move directly from Celtic though.
Yeah, I agree. It's 2 or 3 moves away from him.
Yeah.
So.
I just don't think he's ready. Is all. I don't think physically he's ready. I see him getting tired a lot, and I think you'll agree with me towards the end of games he does get tired a lot. His tenacity is great, his ability is great. I don't know if it's a mindset thing with it getting tired, but it seems to be when he does make a mistake. Now that might be legs, but when he does make a mistake, there's 1 or 2 or 3 after it that kind of connect in the last 10-15 minutes.
Do you think that's a personal mentality thing?
I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I don't know if he's ready. If it's legs, then it's legs, and that means that he's ran his heart out because he's not an unfit boy. So that means that he's ran his heart out for 70, 80 minutes. But I just don't think he's there yet, and I think this is him just coming back into form. To be honest, because I think he was quite poor. And a couple of months ago. So I think that's him just coming back into form, which is good because it shows how good he is, and it shows how good the Celtic midfield is. That your most informed midfielders is Aaron Moy, and he doesn't play, and you still go and dominate a game.
Aye. Particularly Aberdeen as well. I know Aberdeen haven't had the greatest of seasons, but they're still a good team by all accounts, and they've still got a decent midfield as well. Graham Shinnie I thought was actually pretty good the first half.
So I thought he was great. he just kind of kept the shape perfectly all the time. Just try to, you know what I mean, stop the passing. But it's inevitable that Celtic are just going to pass teams off parks, and that's just what we've done.
Aberdeen couldn't have asked for anything harder though. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Coming off the back of that horrible run, do you know what I mean? When you're Aberdeen, Hearts, Hibs, maybe even Livingston's this season, your main task, I would say, is to finish third. That's what you should be aiming for. And when someone who's going to be rivaling you to finish within that top 6 anyway, and I don't think Hibs are going to get third this season at all, but rivaling you to get in that top 6 beats you 6-0. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, and straight off the bat, that's what obviously cost Jim Goodwin his job, but they couldn't ask for anything harder after all that to then go to Celtic Park. Do you know what I mean?
It's as if
Can I feel sorry for Aberdeen a wee bit?
It's a wee bit as if it's double jeopardy, innit?
Aye.
Where you've went through a bad spell and then you've went, right, okay, get the manager, right, this is us now, we'll start again, I've got Celtic.
Aye. So you can almost feel sympathy for them. You've been a Rangers fan, you almost feel sympathy for Aberdeen, but it's quite good to see them get beat every
What
week.
do you think is going to happen this weekend?
Even off Celtic?
Even after Celtic.
What do you think is going to happen this weekend? Because you've got Celtic and Rangers probably in the best form that the pair of them have been in for the last 18 months, you could probably argue.
It's
the best league form they've both had, and you're getting into a cup final where it's going to be
so difficult to call.
this is one of the hardest ones to call.
I think
So it could go any way.
Aye, literally anything could happen. Do you know what I mean? Anything could happen.
I think Rangers need to play. I think if Rangers play Jack and Raskin, I think it's more difficult for Celtic than
Right, okay.
than if you want to play away. I just I don't see Campbell getting the space that he gets. See where he drifts.
Yeah.
He drifts a lot between the lines. I don't see.
I think like my reason anyway for if I was Michael Beale for picking Campbell is we've seen it in the 2-each game as well, and we've seen it plenty of times at Parkhead under Ange. If we sit back in, the relentless attacks for Celtic, we get caught out in 1 or 2 mistakes and it's 2 or 3-0 before we know it. Whereas at Ibrox, especially in the second half, you match Celtic's intensity, then it's anybody's game.
I don't think there's any danger in
Can you do that for
No,
90
I
minutes?
don't-
But
I think we can. I think we can.
I don't think there's been a team. I don't even think when you even go back and look at Europa League, I think why we shot so many teams, in Europe, sorry, is the likes of Real Madrid that we kept them for 60 odd minutes or whatever it was, is because they were like, what is this with the intensity? I don't think Rangers should even try and play a different style to what they play because Celtic play. I think if Rangers just come out and play their game, I think he's got a better chance of winning.
This is a Rangers team that had a run to the Europa League final though. They were going 120 minutes. Like
We've seen it in the semi-final last season. Do you know what I mean? Like,
aye,
Rangers by far and away looked the fitter team.
Twice in 1 week.
That wasn't high pressing. That wasn't the style. The style was fluid attacking football. And we get the ball, we get it up the park quickly, and we.
Was it Celtic or Rangers?
This is Rangers.
I know Rangers wasn't a very high pressing team per se, but they were just.
I would disagree in the semi-final because they sort of set up with Kent as like a left striker, Roof as a right striker, and then they just never let Celtic play out. Really, the first half in particular, Celtic struggled to play out. I thought.
But I thought like Rangers looked by far and away the fitter team that day. Like,
I
after coming off the back in extra time win against Braga, going into extra time, having Calvin Bassey coming off the back of playing 120 minutes, then playing another 114, outrunning Forrest who's been on for 15 minutes. Can Rangers take that fitness because the core squad's still there? You know what I mean, they lost it 2 or 3 players, but can Rangers take those levels of fitness if they still got them in them to go into this Sunday and knowing that if it goes to extra time we can outrun?
I think another
Adrenaline's
thing
high,
is
emotions
changing
high.
your manager. You're also changing fitness structure
Aye.
as well. So I don't know if that comes into it as much or if I don't know. I just think that sitting back that's not going to stop Celtic from scoring goals. We've seen this now. He's playing this every week.
Definitely.
So I think just if Rangers just come out and play their game, I think they're going to be more dangerous than if they try and match your game per se.
But it's so difficult. And we've seen as well with Ange that Celtic can get rattled. Not easily right enough, but we've seen that Celtic can get rattled. Do you know what I mean? You look at the game at Ibrox, and especially in the second half, Rangers get 2 in about 5 or 10 minutes in the space of it. Celtic just looked lost.
Bamboozled.
Do you know what I mean? Within the 10 minutes we got to go, and maybe 10 minutes after, Celtic didn't. It took them a while to actually settle back into the
Do you
game.
think that will have an impact on this one? Do you think there's going to be a bit of a mentality shift at Celtic or at Rangers coming into the game? Do you think there's going to be a don't let this happen again, or right, we need to do this different, we need to do that different, or do you think both teams will prepare the exact same as they normally do? I know that's a bit of a PR answer. I know that's the answer you get anytime you ask the managers. No, we prepare for this like every other game. But is there an element that changes?
I don't think so. I think the only kind of element that changes is it's not a league game where we can't really catch Celtic. We're playing for pride. Do you know what I mean? It needs to G the player. Bale and Postecoglou need to kind of.
I think
Gee, the
this
players up a wee
is
bit.
a bigger final for Rangers than it is Celtic.
Do you think?
Aye, because Rangers have been on the bottom now for the full season, and this is our chance to not be in the bottom.
I would say the opposite. I would say it's bigger for Celtic to keep their to keep a stronghold on the trophies that they have.
Realistically, though, this is, like I say, this is one of Rangers' probably only 2 chances to win a trophy this season now, because the league looks done at this point.
Yeah.
So it's one of what you would guess would be two chances to win a trophy.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. To be fair, but I think
that's what I'm trying to say.
But
it's massive for both teams. You can't lose a cup final to the other team. Yeah, just the fans won't accept it.
We won't. So you don't need to. We're going to be on the good side of it, and like we're going to be sitting having a drink after it, and he's got to be in the house.
You're trying to wind him up. You're trying to wind him up so much, man.
Listen,
you can't do that in his debut. That's rotten.
Listen, you want a story that'll make you laugh about the last cup final at Rangers Celtic, right? So the last cup final, Rangers played Celtic. Remember, Julian scored. Celtic won 1-0 after Alfredo Morelos.
So onside there, actually. I like remember, but I can't actually remember.
That's
a player that
conspiracy.
Was so onside in that. He was the most onside player.
What are you saying?
Absolute conspiracy. No, but so that cup final, right? I hunted everywhere for a ticket.
Oh, I know that.
Every single place I could ask, I asked. I'm doing the same again for this final, right? But I don't think I'll get one. Any viewers out there that can help us out, just use a message. But so I've hunted.
Don't date them because I'm gonna have to hear it.
I've hunted everywhere for one. Right, a week of the game, one of the boys off a supporters bus that I go on gives us a text and goes, "Hi Cam, I've got a spare ticket. Only thing is, it's hospitality, so it's going to be a bit more expensive than the face value of a normal ticket." And I went, "Right, how much is it?" £270.
Ouch.
So I've said,
that's crazy.
That's
so expensive.
It's mental, isn't it?
My heart actually went.
That's like a season ticket at all the football.
Aye.
Jesus.
So I've said to myself that I fork out the money and pay for this, and
because you think you're going to win.
And I did. I thought, you know what, I can't miss this. Do you know what I mean? It's the first Old Firm Cup final since
miss it.
2011.
You could have missed it because Julian, you kind of miss how far Julian was on side,
right? So I can
see him getting more and more angry every time.
He's alright.
He's
used to losing.
I've went, and it was in, I don't know what the name of the place is called, but you know where the social is in town.
Yes.
Right. There's like a wee kind of club beside there, right? Went up the stairs and all that, and you get your ticket and you get like a free glass of prosecco, right? So I've whacked in the Insta story, the ticket and the prosecco. I'm loving it, right? We're bevied up. We get the bus. We go to the game. That happens. Got on the bus back up the road, and the host Jamie shoots us a wee message. Gonna need a few more glasses of that prosecco, big man. Never spoke to Andy for a week.
Did I message you that?
Aye. Never spoke to Andy for a week after that, man. Horrible.
Right, I'm going to take us into the second clue for the big 3 points, right?
I don't know.
So your first guess has been Rudy Scaccio, and who was your first guess? Colaturi. Aye, right, okay. So first clue, I played with Ronaldinho, Olivier Giroud and James McCarthy. I'm trying to just pick my favourite clue here. My second clue is I was never capped internationally. This will surprise you. I'm surprised to learn that. Very good player.
He was never capped internationally.
Never capped internationally. Ronaldinho, James McCarthy. Who else did I say? Olivier Giroud. Never capped.
So that if he's never capped, that means that he's never played for Brazil, France, or Republic of Ireland.
Never played for any country, mate.
True. True, but that means players for that nation you can rule it.
No, you can't.
Oh no, you can. Yeah. Oh well, players that have played for that nation you can rule it. So we know that they haven't played with them internationally. These 3 players.
You know you haven't played with anybody internationally, but
Yeah, no, but they 3 players specifically, so I can stop thinking about Brazilians that might have played in the Premier League. Or
not necessarily. It just means he's not been capped.
yeah, no, but he's not played with Ronaldinho.
Like, could have been a Brazilian that's played in the Premier League and not been capped.
Well, in Sky, well, but
And
I
then went
know
and
that
had
he's
a-
not played with Ronaldinho, so
had a
I
few
can
games.
stop thinking about the Brazilian teams.
Right, okay, let's just
Get me?
let's just move on.
Ronaldinho's Barcelona, AC Milan. Is it for any other European teams? Ronaldinho?
No.
I don't think so.
Who did
Well-
you say?
Barcelona and AC Milan.
One massive one you've missed. Massive.
Ronaldinho. I'm not being daft here.
I would say being daft. It's only daft if you know it. Do you know what I mean? But it isn't the easiest player. I'll be honest. It's not the easiest player.
I don't even know how Ronaldinho played for. Fuck facing Real Madrid. Santos.
Real Madrid?
Real Madrid.
Oh,
You've had a
Barcelona.
nightmare.
I know, Barcelona. Played for Santos. Ronaldinho.
Have a chance.
Was it Santos or was it the other
I'm
one?
not sure, mate. It doesn't say. Doesn't say.
Um,
Be lying if I said.
We've still been captain on Ashley.
Honestly, I don't have a Scooby.
This is a horrible question.
So Ronaldinho, McCarthy,
Olivier
Giroud.
Giroud.
Oh, we are horrid, by the way.
Oh, mate.
I want Dicko back. I miss him.
Aye.
Surely I know. Oh, right, so I'm thinking Chelsea.
It's got to play in Scotland. But that's
I know,
the
but
whole
I'm
point.
thinking that he's played for Chelsea.
Only reason I said Rudy Scratch on the last one, I'm trying to think of it. But you've got to play for a big team in Scotland if you've played with those 3 players, surely.
I'm
So
thinking,
2 out of 3.
So you didn't guess Celtic and Rangers?
Well, no, I thought it might be a new bit obscure. Do you know what I mean? I went for
Aye, no, I get you.
the 3rd biggest team in the country. Sorry, Emma.
honestly, I'm stumped here. Absolutely
Um,
stumped.
Yeah, well, let's take a stab at the dark. No, he played for Japan, didn't he? I was going to go Nakamura, but I'm sure he's been capped.
Aye, he played for Japan, aye.
Did Ronaldinho play for Man United?
Not that I know anyway, I don't
No.
think so.
Maybe in FIFA.
That's a career mode
My
signing.
best signing on career years ago. Honestly, I don't know.
No,
I'm stumped.
I'm not one to give any other clues away, but the first thing that you said was right. The very first point that you made, see when you said you were thinking about a time frame, you were in the right era.
2010.
2010, and
Just
he's
'cause I'm
right,
conscious we've only got an hour and we're about 40 minutes in.
right, and he's in the same age category as Kolo Toure.
Jesus.
Is it Henrik Larsson?
No, but I like the way you think because the Ronaldinho connection.
Aye.
You know that?
Henrik
Was it
Larsson
him,
played with
was
James
it?
McCarthy.
There's a,
Mate, it was him.
Was it?
you did make me noises. Oh, sorry.
I thought the camera might have went off or something, man.
Oh, mate, I'm out here.
Think of that time period.
You know, I'm thinking
think,
that time period.
Celtic and Rangers player.
The Canio.
Not the Canio. Not the Canio, but again, you're better to throw something at than just pass on it. So back into the recap. Motherwell, massive 3 points. Well, we're on the topic of the big 3 points. A massive 3 points for Motherwell. Off the back of that game, the caretaker manager Stuart Kettlewell's been told that he's got the job to the end of the season. So Motherwell look like they've turned the wee corner. What do you
Yep.
think?
Aye.
It's a massive 3 points for them. Sorry, that was my phone this thing. Massive 3 points for them. Massive 3 points. I didn't expect that at all.
I think they needed that. They needed like a win against the teams that are kind of up the top end of the table,
Mhm.
especially after the run that they've been on. You know what I mean? They get a decent result against St Mirren before they've beat Hearts. You know what I mean? Hopefully, if you're a Motherwell fan, you're kind of hoping that you can win a wee run at home at the very least. I don't think Motherwell will go down this season. If they can continue this run that they're on, especially at home. Because if you look at, Motherwell managed to make the top 6 a few seasons ago and they only won 2 games post Boxing Day, do you know what I mean? So it's...
That was last season, wasn't it?
Last season, was it?
I think so.
So I think if they can continue in a decent home run, I think they'll be okay. And they've got not too bad a squad there either. Boy Slattery, Kevin Van Veen, I mean, just to name a few off the top of my head.
Who's the boy that's on loan for Leeds? McKinstry.
Aye,
He's very good.
Player.
He's very good.
player.
He's a constant threat. Even when he plays Celtic and Rangers,
do
he
you know
always
what?
looks capable of
Hearts weren't that bad either.
No, they made that. I think
I hit the woodwork twice.
hit the post. Shanklin, see, hit the post.
Mackay hit the post. I'm sure.
I think
as well.
I think if you've got players like Shanklin and Snodgrass in your team, I think you're always likely, if there's one chance, two chances, you're always likely to score. But that's why I think Motherwell done so well. It looks as if the tenacity's back.
You love that word, though.
Aye,
love
that's is that the word of the
tenacity.
day, calendar?
Yep, he told me to use it as many times as possible. So no, but it does. But it looks like the effort's back for a while. It looked as if they weren't interested.
Aye.
But it looks like they're fighting again.
I think they were just going for a slump. It must be difficult to be at a club that, you're going through a bit of a bad period and you're losing near enough every game. Do you know what I mean? Trying to get yourself motivated for the next game to turn it round when you've virtually got nothing to play for in the league. Do you know what I mean? Is quite. I'd imagine it'd be quite difficult. Do you know what I mean? But Stuart Kettlewell's done a decent job in the short period he's been in, and well, that's not the best of him. Not that he's going to be watching anything like that, but not the best of his Stuart. How much does he look like David De Gea, by the way?
Oh, David De Gea replied to a thing on Twitter. I seen this on like Scottish football or something. David De Gea. So someone basically put up a photo on Twitter. I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, something like that, of Stuart Kettlewell with like the beard and the slick back hair. He does look like De Gea with like same shape of face and that kind of thing.
I haven't
just
even
replied
heard
with,
about this.
De Gea just replied with laughing faces. De Gea replied to it.
I'm happy.
But there is a definite likeness.
Aye.
100%.
Thanks, mate.
Aye, it's wild.
Didn't you say my joke? No.
No.
Sorry.
What did he say?
No, mate.
Like David working wonders in the well.
Every time you speak, I just get worried we're going to have to blur it out.
I know, but I thought they played well. I liked how fast they got the ball forward. They just, as soon as they got the ball, they wanted to get forward straight away. It's as if they...
A bit more intent.
Aye, tenacity. I thought Hearts had their chances, but I think they looked poor as well.
Yeah.
Defensively, they looked a bit gappy. But
Gappy.
Another word to call that's what you use.
Wow.
Gappy.
Is that a word?
What about
G-A-P-P-I-E.
what about St Johnstone? Big 3 points for them, and Dundee United look like they're
Dundee United. Every chance they were
struggling.
What was McGrew doing for that goal?
The second, is that the second goal? Trying to play it for the back.
Jeez, heaps, man. Play it out for the back. He took your ball and passed it straight back to the keeper. That's not, you're not playing it out there, you're getting it
But
back.
it's so quick after United get the equaliser. You're thinking, like, just settle down. Do you know what I
Put the
mean?
ball up the park and hold
Aye,
for a bit.
Do you know what I mean? Just settle down, or even.
Is that what you would do? Just hook it.
Get the ball away and then just try and catch them again on the counter. You've just scored. You try and relax the game as much as possible.
I kind of get it to a certain extent. Dundee United, they're at home. They're not in the best run of form. Do you know what I mean? They're the I would think if I was to put a fiver on it now, I'd say Dundee United are going down. But they're at home. They've not got a bad squad. They're at home to St Johnstone as well. You're thinking, all right, maybe we can try and play out for the back here. We've equalised. Let's try and play a bit of football.
Keeper, you look and you say, right, I've got
But
two centre halves in front of me.
See, even if you look at where Stevie May was when he started running
I know.
to where the goalie is, that's a good
25 yards.
25 yards, right? Surely within that time frame, how long does it take Stevie May to get the goalie for 25 yards? About 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds, right? He's quite a quick boy.
How far could you do 25 yards in?
3 minutes.
I'd be faster with a ball at my feet
25
and you
yards.
chasing me.
Milk's turned quicker.
25 yards. I don't even know what I would be covering 25 yards.
5 seconds maybe.
So unfit.
But surely you're thinking, right, nothing's on. Just hook it, even if it goes out for a throw in or something. Do you know what I mean? That type of goal should not be happening at a professional level.
It's a keeper's
I'm
fault
sorry,
as well.
nah.
I think as a professional football player, right, Mulgrew passes the ball, his keeper's left foot. Now, I think as a pro, you know your keeper's right fitted. You've obviously not been game enough to take the ball and in turn, so you know the guy's right. You know the guy's right behind you, right? So you've passed the ball back, knowing that he's on. I was going to say on his, but I can't swear. On his bum.
You
Right?
can, it's just going to cost you money.
Aye, no, they're not. So he's passed it back and he's passed it back to the keeper's wrong side. So the keeper's had to take a touch on it. And you see him try to kick it away with his right foot. Again, I think a keeper should be good enough to clear the ball with his left
So I was
foot,
literally just about to say.
knowing that he's getting chased down.
Anything
so
but, do you know, see if you're not comfortable within the situation and you know it's not going to be a good
put it
kick
for a
out,
corner.
anything,
Aye,
just
you
put it for a throw in.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Anything. But listen, I was looking at the table as well, right? Do you know that Hibs, I know I'm a wee bit away from this, but I'll come back to St Johnstone. I'll loop that back round. Hibs, who aren't having the best of seasons right now. You know where they're sitting in the table? They're sitting fourth.
Yeah, Hibs fourth.
They're sitting fourth, but they're 7 points clear of St Johnstone in 8th, meaning that within those... How many spaces? I can get it, Mars. No, there's 4 teams, right?
From 4th to 8th is 5 teams.
5 teams, right? With those 5 teams are separated by 7 points. Now, 5 of the top 6 get European football. 7 points, you reckon St Johnstone can get themselves in that top 6?
I think so.
St Johnstone have got good enough players. St Johnstone are one of the teams I like watching in the league.
I'd like to see Stevie May get a proper shot.
What, just play like through the qualifiers and that?
Aye.
I think Stevie May's had his time.
So
I think
he's very good.
I
He's
think-
one of the
I
best
think-
strikers in the league.
I think he's a good player. He's St Johnston's level in that, but see, like, let's say, like, getting Stevie May a proper run in the team. He said he's running the team. He's won the Scottish Cup with St Johnstone. Do you know what I mean? He's been there. He's done it. He's proved himself as a very good player. I don't think that he needs a run in the team to prove himself. I think he's already proved himself. Maybe past his time is the wrong thing to say, but I think he's definitely proved himself as a fantastic striker.
You mentioned Hibs there, so let's just go straight on to Hibs. Hibs 2-0 Kilmarnock.
Hibs have turned a corner.
Yeah, Hibs. I think Hibs look like a good team.
Aye.
I think they still need 1 or 2 transfer windows, to be
Yeah.
honest. But
But
they're looking better.
The first goal, the corner, what a cross by Mingidi, by the way.
Aye,
Unbelievable.
Still got it,
Unbelievable for set pieces, so yes, man.
still got it.
That's such an underrated skill, but see, be able to swing the ball.
Aye.
But I think players like
Good
that
swinger.
will help Hibs massively, especially McGeady. McGeady's got experience, you know what I mean? He's still got it, technically. Maybe not as fit as what he once was, but still he's a
What
very,
age is he
very
now?
good player.
34? Something like
I
that?
think he's older than that.
I
Is he?
think he is,
I
aye.
think he's 36 or something.
Is he?
I think he's
So-
something like that, but what a good signing for Hibs.
Aye.
And I think when we were setting up the podcast, we done a few practice runs and that, I went on saying that Lee Johnson was the worst manager in the Premier League. I'd like to retract that statement, by the way, because I think he's...
Is he the best manager?
No, he's definitely not. No one takes Michael Beale's spot.
Did you say Michael Beale was the best manager in the league?
Listen, he's the only manager that's unbeaten. Thank you. So Lee Johnson, with the change in background staff as well at Hibs.
He's not happy.
With the change in background staff as well at Hibs, I think is going to help them massively in the next few transfer windows. You know what I mean? You've seen that they've had a massive clear out of players. I think they're just waiting on the summer coming. Listen, they're out of all cup competitions. The best thing that they can do is, if you're a player at Hibs, is continue to put in good performances so you're in the manager's mind for next season. And when he starts bringing in the players, you know what I mean, then I think next season you could see a Hibs team that's going to maybe no do wonders, but definitely about challenging with Hearts again for that third spot, I reckon.
Just on the topic of managers maybe over succeeding or...
Can I
or
just
over-
say something? By the way, it's Ange Postecoglou, Derek McInnes, and then Beale.
Derek McInnes
Everybody knows.
over Michael Beale.
100%. I would give
100%.
Derek McInnes.
What you
One of
say to that?
McInnes is in it.
Listen, I don't know what's in that mug, but
Straightforward, Kip.
What about St Mirren, Ross County? St Mirren sitting 5th now. So St Mirren are just sort of hanging in, they're not going away. St Mirren were...
St Mirren remind me a lot of Livingston, do you know what I mean? You don't really hear a lot
St.
from them, then you have a wee look at the table and see that they're in the top 6. You're like, how did you just get up there?
The top 6 as it stands...
How did you get up there?
The top 6 as it stands on the 21st of February is Celtic, Rangers, Hearts...
Say that again, sorry.
Hibs. Celtic, Rangers...
Celtic.
Alright, you're just...
Celtic. Right.
Celtic, Rangers, Hearts, Hibs, St Mirren, Livingston. So... there's definitely some overachievers in
I
there.
would
don't
love
think
to
anyone would have put St Mirren or Livingston in their top 6
Never.
at the start of the
No,
season.
mate, I don't know, man. I fancied Livingston have a good season. Maybe no top 6, but I fancied them to have a good season.
I would love to see one of these teams like Livingston or St Mirren end up with
Love
European football
But
and the
love
qualifiers and all that, do you know what I mean?
David Martindale, I'd love to see him in Europe.
Wow, imagine that.
Go away, get a wee suntan, man.
Unreal.
Brilliant, man.
He'd be at the side of the park. It's too warm. It's far too warm.
Mate, he's honestly one of my favourite managers in the league.
Aye.
Might be too hot.
Might be. But no, St Mirren are on a fantastic run now. You've seen the goal? Declan Gallagher, man. Wow.
He's having a good season.
Wow.
He,
See if
he
he
works
headed
good
that,
under Stephen Robinson.
if he
Stephen
headed that
Robinson knows how
ball
to play
any
with
harder
legs.
at the back of the net, it ended up in Paisley Gilmore Street train station, man. What
I
a
was there
head
last-
that boy's
well,
got.
I was there 2 days ago, actually.
Aye.
Paisley?
Mad weird.
In Paisley?
Aye.
I'm not going to ask any other questions. Are you kidding me? I know where the line is. I know where to cut it off. Right, okay, so...
Aye.
You what?
Hashtag Paisley. Shout out.
Hashtag Paisley for a night out.
Dun-
No, the place hashtag.
Down the lane.
It's good.
Oh,
The
right, okay.
lane at Paisley. Has he been there?
I've no. No, is
No.
that good?
No, mangin'.
Right, okay, so let me give you the last clue for who's that player, and then the big 3 points. Then what we'll do is we'll move into the win your 50s section. So
Buzzing for
you've
that.
not done win your 50s, so we'll come back to that.
Buzzing for that.
So your last clue, and I might give you a bonus one. I might just give you a bonus. Oh, I've got a
I think we're
message
going to
from-
need a bonus.
I've got a message with producer James, but it's not urgent.
You did say the messages, bro.
Right, okay, so I'll give you his nationality now, right? I'll give you the team that he's.
This is bad, man.
As a bonus, right? Okay.
So this will surprise you that he wasn't capped by this team.
Right.
He's Spanish.
Oh, I'll see if it's who I think it is. He's going to be back of my mind, but it definitely didn't. And I didn't. Surely not.
Spanish.
Spanish.
I don't even want to say this player because it's definitely not, but it could be.
It's 100% no, but there's about a 20% chance it could be.
Because I was going to say this player, like, see when you were like that, or then he rules out being Brazilian or whatever, and I was like, well, this player never played for his country, but. And then I was like,
You might be right then. If you know he never played for his country and you get an idea, probably one or two of these players.
I don't think. The only player that kind of springs to mind, I don't think he has. He couldn't have. No, wait, he definitely hasn't. Or has he?
This game does, it gets you doubting yourself big time.
I don't know.
Spanish.
Are we going to get a bonus clue after this? Please say that.
Did he win any trophies?
If you both get this one wrong, we'll give you a bonus clue.
Right, man, I'm going to find this one out there now, right?
Right.
Is it Nacho Novo?
Not Nacho Novo.
I thought Nacho Novo was Portuguese. There you go.
No, he's Spanish. Do you know he could have played for Scotland?
Did he win any trophies?
Because
But you can't ask. Oh, you can't ask any questions.
that's poor.
Can't
that's a
ask any
fine,
questions.
but
It's a fine.
Yeah, how's that? I've vaguely answered my question.
It's
mate,
not
what
fine.
do?
It's not fine. It's not fine.
And he could have played for Scotland. Because
Because
haven't he played for Scotland
He's
now?
stayed here for more than 5 years. Is that
And he's
true?
not been capped. for
As
his
long as you've not
country.
been captain, stay here for 5 years.
Yeah.
But why is that surprising that he never played for Spain?
It's not Nacho Novo.
Oh, aye, what was I saying? I thought he's Spanish players that played in Scotland and somehow played for Ronaldinho. What is going on here?
He's a very good football player. Very, very good.
Jeez, peeps, man. My legs are shaking everything here.
I like your clue, but I'll make that the bonus question. I'll make that the bonus.
Honestly, I'm stumped here.
Aye, I'm miles off.
I like the
It's basically
producer
the
research
most
on so
country,
much input.
I
I love it.
I know.
It gives me something to bounce off of at the
I know.
side if I need fact checks.
I'm going through positions, going right. Who do I know? A Spanish player that's played in Scotland.
Not a bad way to do it, but I didn't push you for time.
Honestly, I'm lost here. Absolutely lost.
Take a stab at that and get a bonus.
I don't know any Spanish players.
Do you know it?
How does he know it?
He's got a text now, somebody, hasn't he? Or he's googled it.
No,
I've got a
I've
text.
guess.
I know, mate.
Just throw out any name.
Iniesta.
I remember Iniesta played for Rangers, mate. Unbelievable.
He played for Hearts, wasn't
Unbelievable. Oh, producer producer Reese has just confirmed that producer Colin got it right.
Wow.
How is he getting that ahead of you two?
I don't know, mate. He's watched about 5 games of
Listen.
football.
He's smarter than you think.
He's not.
Did he not get voted soon we done the charity episode? Did he not get the?
He
the least
voted him the
intelligent?
dumbest.
You voted him the least intelligent.
Did I?
Did you? I
Aye.
don't know. Did
Oh,
he?
thanks, yeah.
Aye, he did. Who
No,
did you
it's the
vote?
most intelligent, never the least intelligent.
I did.
Aye, we
Did
did.
they?
No.
Aye, we did.
I probably
I
give it
don't think he got that at the edit, but I'm pretty sure you said, and I quote, "He's an idiot, mate."
I'm probably just trying to just a couple of my brass neck here that I'm going with, but
Right, I'm going to take you into Win Your 50s now. The final segment of the show is Win Your 50s, where we cover the predictions for the next round of games. I'm going to give you 4 of the next 5 fixtures. For each of these, I want a prediction for the game. If you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, you get no points. Then I'm going to give you the featured game of the week. 3 guesses what that is. and you're going to give me the first goal scorer as well as the match result. The winner, if we have one, gets 5 points added for that. So at the end of the season, everybody but the winner has to pay 50 quid to the winner. So basically, everybody who loses pays 50 quid to the winner each. I don't know why I said that, so I messed up the first time, but...
Right, cool.
Magic.
I get tongue-tied.
Give me-
See him to do all these scripts. Just tongue-tied.
It's a good song. Right.
So Aberdeen versus Livingston
Ooh.
Apatod.
at Pittodrie.
2 each.
I'm going to go with a... 2-1 win.
He's just staring into my eyes.
2-1 Livingston.
2-1 Livingston. Kilmarnock versus Motherwell at Rugby Park.
Kelly 1-0.
1-0 Kelly.
1-0 Motherwell.
1-0. Ooh, going opposite ways. The Ross County Dundee United game.
Oh dear. Is it up at Dingwall?
Yes.
I'm going to go with 1 each.
Oh, I'm going to say this soon.
1 each.
Aye.
Go to. St Johnstone versus St Mirren.
No.
Wow. I'll go 2-1 St Mirren.
2-1 St Mirren. Ooh. Right, so feature game of the week. So this is where it's
Oh
going to
dear.
get. We might get a clip out of this. We might get a clip out of this. Celtic versus Rangers in the Viaplay Cup final.
Is
Give
it
me
first goal scorer? or
First goal scorer in the game and the final result.
I'll let you do it. I'm the Rangers fan go first.
What did you say the first time?
I can't remember now.
I'm going to go with
He wants to say
2
something.
each after extra time. 3-1 Rangers on penalties.
Oh,
Yep, and I'm going to go first goal scorer. Fashion Sakala.
fashion Judy.
4-1 Celtic, first goal scorer, James Taverner.
So Rangers are going up, the Celtic 1-4-1.
Yep.
Very interesting, man. Very
No,
interesting.
It's been less than,
Hatai hat-trick.
less than,
Hat-trick.
less than 20 times, I'm sure, over every Old Firm game since the very first one, that the team that's scored first has lost.
Yep, I know that.
And you're saying Tavernier first goal scorer, Celtic 4.
Until the last one.
Wow.
What happened in the last one?
A draw.
I remember.
First to each.
Who scored first?
So, it was a draw, but
It's a draw.
so the first
It's
team
not
that
going to be a
scored-
draw this time. 4-1.
4-1. So 4-1, 2 each, and then 3-1 Rangers on penalties.
See, what I'm doing is I'm covering both bases with it. So if Rangers go and win, it's the only thing you've got to cover. Then Tavernier will probably score. Because they don't really score much unless a penalty or a free kick or a corner. So, aye, covering both bases.
Actually, he's been trying to get a rise out you the whole night, and you haven't given him. Fair play, fair play. He's been trying to wind you up something awful.
I would actually argue that the biggest bite came when I said that Michael Beale was the best manager in Scotland.
You're right, because that's just absolutely craziness.
How did you find the debut anyway? How have you enjoyed it?
Fantastic. Can I come
Enjoyed
back?
Absolutely, mate.
Yes.
Absolutely. Bring your mug.
Yes,
Brought to you by Elite Office Supplies.
I'll bring this back.
I definitely bring it back.
Get
We'll
some
see if
tickets.
we
Everybody will have a clue on this.
I could get the
Ah,
bonus.
right, okay, aye, we'll finish off with that. I'll give you one more clue, then we'll sign off. So your final clue:
What team did he play for?
Oh my god.
I won a treble with Rangers.
Oh. Right. Oh, that kind of narrows it down because the last time we won a treble was 02-03. Right. Go through that team.
Sibo. The only Spanish players that played for Rangers.
I'll go through that team.
Oh, I think I know who it is. Oh. Oh my god! I know who it is.
Is it? I think I've got it.
I think we've had a nightmare, and I think I've just overheard James saying it in the back. But we'll talk about it
I
after.
think I've got it. Is it Mikel Arteta?
Mikel Arteta, debut win.
Right. So as soon as I said that, I was like, there's Rangers players that are
He was
Spanish.
never capped by Spain.
Never capped by Spain. It's mad, isn't it?
Obviously. What do you mean, obviously?
What do you mean? It's Iniesta, Xavi, David Silva, Busquets.
Were they cutting about in 03, aye?
Definitely.
Were they?
Iniesta, Xavi, 100%.
Oh, I don't know if they were playing that early. Were
Well,
they?
then Xavi Alonso.
Again, I don't know if you would be playing that early.
Of course he would have been.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm no
They
genius
were.
in Spanish football. to be
They
honest.
were.
Can we get a fact check on that for the next
Of course we
film,
can.
please?
Check
We'll
it.
fact check it for the next time, but thank you very much for coming on. Really enjoyed your company.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed you trying to wind him up and him just looking at you like you're an idiot.
We'll see after the next film. I'll be
We'll
sitting
see.
here
We'll
with
see.
a winners medal.
So I'm saying.
Thank you very much for listening.
That's a fine.
You got yourself a fine night then. Thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.